One way you can revise is through keeping your own notes, but how do you do this? The Cornell method came about in the American university that gave it its name. It's super simple though, and one of the great things is that you don't need any fancy piece of equipment to do it. You just need a pen, a bit of paper, and something to revise. We use the Cornell method because it helps you organize your ideas and is a great way to revise topics in any subject. How to do it? Firstly, be sure to give yourself a few minutes to organise your revision. Get your knowledge organiser, your page from the revision guide or exercise book, whatever it is you're going to revise. Next, take a blank piece of paper and draw a couple of lines on it to create 3 boxes. We start with the big box, which we call the notes section. In the big box, we write the notes. This could be bullet points on a topic or a mind map or a key diagram. It can even be key dates, people or places. When we focus on the key points, don't try to write everything down word for word. Instead, actively read and identify the main ideas, definitions, important details, and supporting evidence. Use abbreviations and symbols. Develop your own shorthand to save time and space. This could include the bullet points, dashes, underlining for emphasis, or arrows to show connections. The notes section then contains the information you wish to remember. If it helps, write additional information in a different colour. It's really important to put the information into your own words. Don't just copy the info word for word. By using your own words, reframing and rephrasing it, you're processing the information, which is one step on the learning curve. When that's done, turn your attention to the box on the left. We call this the cue column because it gives you cues to remember information, just like one of those people standing on the side of a stage in case the actor forgets their lines. The cues can be a keyword, an image that will help you remember the information, or even a question. Remember, the job of this bit of the page is to try to help you remember what's next to it in the big box. Finally, the bottom box, which we call the summary box because here you write a summary of the ideas on the notes. You want to do this bit really carefully using any keywords you have been developing in your class. The summary box helps you solidify your understanding and identify any gaps in your knowledge. How do you use it? The original use for these notes was taking notes in university lectures. Students would fill the notes section as live during the lecture and then review their notes later, filling in the cue section and the summary section. If you're using them to revise, you're transforming information into another format, which is part of the learning process, and then you can practice retrieval by covering up the main section with a bit of paper. Look at the cues. You're challenging yourself to recall the information. Don't just think, can I remember what was there? Actually write it again. Prove to yourself that you know what was there. And when you've done that, you move the bit of paper and check whether you actually got the information correct. Don't worry if you can't remember the information straight away. Review what you couldn't remember and fill it in on the sheet of paper. If you use a different colour for this information, you have an idea of what you don't know, which is going to guide your revision from here. You can copy the summary onto a revision card and then use that for recall practice. You can rank the notes of which ones you feel confident about. You can colour code them as red, amber and green and test your recall on the red ones more often. You can use the information for practice questions, or even marking a practice question by asking yourself which bits of information have you left out. Take care of your notes. Organise them by subject in a folder. Keep them nice. Take pride in them and you will enjoy your revision. Show them to your friends, your family, your teachers. They will love seeing the results of your efforts and that will give you a little confidence boost too. Why does this work? Actively engaging our brains, putting information from one format into another leads to deeper understanding. The shape of the notes allows you to test your learning and leads to better recall. By using images, you're doing what we call dual coding, which strengthens the memory. By testing yourself, you're also strengthening the memory and making sure the information will be available when you need it. Don't forget, the brain works better when you're breaking information into small chunks. These notes work best for a single topic, like a theme in a text you're reading, or a discrete area of any subject like geography or history. For English, this is the perfect way to develop your knowledge of the themes in each of the texts you study. For instance, if you study Macbeth, you could have a page of Cornell Notes on each of the big themes like ambition, witchcraft, free will, and kingship. What you're really doing is working out what you would write in an essay if that were to come up in the exam. By actively taking, reviewing, and revising your Cornell Notes, you can significantly improve your information retention, understanding, recall, and that will all lead to better academic performance in the long run. Whatever you do, make it work for you and start today, because tomorrow will become a little bit easier. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other videos on how to revise.